how do you want us to see you?
So I want to be seen as somebody who thinks big, and is trying to get outside of the comfort zone.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of King Crush Thursday, the series where we highlight and uplift Black men, because frankly, not too many people are doing it. My name is Val Gay, and I'm super excited about this brother. He is a civically minded professional. He has spent a number of years as an investment professional, and he is now an entrepreneur, having started a company that does wealth management for families and institutions. He also is an athlete. In his collegiate years, it was on an all-Ivy championship team football for Princeton. His name is Mr. Jason Ray. Hi, Jason.
Hi, Val. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. And I am really glad that you are here. You represent so many segments of our society at an excellent level. I'm really grateful for your presence here, because we are taking one more stab at opening up the very myopic window of how Black men are seen in our society. We see in the media, if you only look at the media, you would think Black men only do a few things, and usually those things are negative. I'm not saying that all those things that we see in the media are incorrect. Often they are, but they are certainly incomplete. And so we're hoping to help complete some of these stories and these narratives about you. Because ultimately, we want a young king who may or may not have positive Black male role models to come to this repository of 6 questions answered by so many positive and successful Black men, and hopefully find guidance there. And then for the rest of us who are neither male or even Black, for our minds to be open, for our experiences to be expanded. So ultimately, you have the opportunity to live your full life in all of its scintillating beauty, as Dr. King would say. And so I'm so grateful that you're here with us. And I want to get started with the first question, which is, what does manhood mean to you?
Well, appreciate you having me and sharing my story, Val. I'm excited to be here. Manhood means a lot to me. Growing up from a boy to a man is a big step. And some things that I've learned is that, manhood is really about showing up fully, living with integrity, taking responsibility, and leading by example. I think it's really a commitment to growth, empathy, and leaving a positive mark on society and the people around me. It's great to be a man in this society. I think to be a Black man and really, I think to amplify the story of other Black men and support the people that I care about is a great calling and charge that I feel as part of manhood. And I think it's really important to not only think about myself as a man, but also the friendships and family relationships that I have with other men and how we can uplift each other.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, Jason, who and or what is important to you?
Yeah, a couple of things. I mean, I feel like my family, my friends, I mentioned friendship just being essential for me. My team at my company, Zenith Wealth Partners, are all the people that are most important to me. The things that I care about, like what is important. I really live with a charge and a mission to create a more equitable financial world. I really care about sports and the lessons that it teaches, particularly young people. And I care about food. I really love restaurants. I love eating. Carrying a big appetite into my manhood has its own challenges, but we're here now. I got to be mindful of that. But each of these really drives me to think bigger, work harder, and stay grounded. particularly my family. I'm married. I've got two kids. My kids are 3 and 1 year old. And honestly, I've added a whole new dimension to my manhood, but my life, and also just the things that motivate me. Some things that used to motivate me less because I think my kids, their future, the people and the role models that they see in their life have added a new dimension to my purpose.
Mm, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, Jason, how do you want us to see you?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, look, I feel like growing up, coming into manhood, it was like supreme athlete, like this kid or this kid's gonna go to the league, right? And like I thought that was a big part of my perception. As I have grown up, it's been hard to transition from supreme athlete and high achiever in sports to like the real world, I'd call it. Um, I really want to be seen as someone who strives for excellence but keeps it real, like a leader with a vision for social impact, but is passionate about lifting up others and committed to making the world a place where everyone feels like they belong. So I want to be seen as somebody who thinks big, and is trying to get outside of the comfort zone.
That's great. That's great. Thank you so much. So, question 4, Jason, is what is your epic dream?
Yeah, I mean, definitely a few dreams. My overarching dream and purpose is really a vision of society where race and gender do not predetermine somebody's ability to create wealth or value or their future. Demographics should not determine where people end up on their journeys to wealth, to time, to freedom. And I think it starts with the disparities that we see in wealth by demographic lines. Like that leads into policy, that leads into time, that leads into freedom, especially in this country. So I really aim to change that. And my dream would be, a world where folks can achieve their highest ambitions and not be subject to discrimination, right? Build the businesses they want to have the impact they want, get access to the resources they need to achieve those ambitions, and really operate with a lot of advice and high quality services behind them to execute. So the way I've started to turn this dream into a goal, right? Because like dreams are one thing, but if they never turn into a goal, they can't really be achieved. And the first step here is to create an advisory firm that provides relatable but expert advice to people that have been underserved by the advice industry or unserved, really. And I think that could potentially change society. And I'm going to work until I'm convinced that it can.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And so you've been answering question 5 all along implicitly, but I'm going to ask you explicitly. Mr. Jason Ray, who are you?
I'm curious. Um, Continued learner. I think a lot of places that I've come in my life have just been because I've asked questions and been curious. People are like, man, stop asking me. You should just do this. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's what I wanted in the beginning. Um, Definitely a builder and a change maker, but importantly, a father, entrepreneur. Try to be an internal optimist, and not let the realities of life or other people's words or actions take away my optimism. I've been in ruts before where I have been pessimist or a Debbie Downer, if you will, and it never works. It doesn't ever turn out good. I have so much to be thankful for and so many blessings that, um, I think that should fuel me to kind of be driven by the purpose to break down barriers that we see in society and hopefully leave things better than when I found them.
That's really wonderful. That's wonderful. Thank you. So here we are already at question 6, which is there anything I should have asked you that I didn't, or you wanted me to ask you that I didn't? In other words, what did I miss?
Yeah, well, look, I appreciate the opportunity to talk about myself, and I appreciate the opportunity for my story to be amplified. and hopefully be an inspiration to others. And I guess like that kind of leads to maybe something that wasn't asked, is just like, what's the legacy I hope to leave, and how am I building that today? Right. I think like it's definitely, my story is one to highlight for sure. Again, I've had many blessings, but the things done today, the things done by me, hopefully inspire those leaders who are listening to this or who are told about this to find that leadership and find that potential inside them, because it's hard to know on your own. I feel like even in my journey, if people didn't tell me where I could go or what was possible, or I saw it, I wouldn't be here. There's a great example of recently in business. I have a mentor who, I have a number of great mentors, but I've got one in particular who runs a multi-billion-dollar company. And they showed me financials and information and told me I could do something like that. Right. And so like, well, I could do this and so can you. And I'm kind of sitting there like, okay, but nobody had said that before. So I didn't think it was possible. So now in my mind, I'm like, well, I saw the numbers. I heard that comment. Right. So like I'd say for my legacy and just like the folks listening, like you can achieve more than you think. And eventually, and seek out and ask questions, because somebody's going to tell you, or you're going to see the things that you can do in this world.
That is really wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for all of this. There's so much. You've said so much, and you've done so many different types of things, and you're proof, right? You prove that you can be a husband and a father and an entrepreneur and a wealth manager and a former college championship athlete and be civically engaged and so much more. You are proof of concept, and you are not singular in that proof of concept, although there are several things that make you singular, if you will. And so I'm really grateful for you, because as a certified financial planner, I'm so excited to see and to hear all the things that you are doing for families and institutions in our community, and to know that you too will have this very influential, very multiple figure company, which is really wonderful, as you are working to elevate all the people that you touch, which is just really wonderful. So I honor you, my king. I pray that your epic dream absolutely comes true. And I am super excited for all the work that you're doing. And so just thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely, Val. Well, thank you. Appreciate this time. And I'm excited to share the interview once it's live.
Absolutely. And stay right there, because I want to thank the audience for joining us. I hope that you enjoyed this conversation as much as I have. And if there's a positive and successful Black man in your life who you want to hear from and see highlighted in this form, please click the link below or my bio, fill out the nomination form, and we'll take it from there. We are super excited that we are, pushing close to 200 amazing Black men. Who knows, by the time you see this, it may be well over 200 Black men, successful and positive. I often say that success does not equal what someone does for a living. He may, in fact, be a multi-billionaire. Okay, you see, I called it into existence for you. Or not. Right? Or not, right? What it really comes down to is the content of his character. Starting with the nuclear family, the impact that he is making on his community, starting with the nuclear family and radiating out writ large. Those brothers are the ones we're really interested in also contributing to this repository. So feel free, please nominate. And in the meantime, please stay tuned next week for yet another amazing king. And remember to spread love and have a great day. Thank you so much. And Jason, thank you so much. That was really wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Excellent.